Good Sunday morning. Going to walk through the market prep and get charts ready. So we're going to mark out our supply, demand, and profit target areas. That way we're prepared tomorrow when the stock market opens. If we're going to trade options, we'll have those levels marked and they'll all be ready. So first thing we'll start with is NQ, and we will mark our supply zone from Friday's regular trading hours. And that is going to be the right here, this last up candle before the move down, and we're only marking the body of that candle for supply. Now we're going to need to find the demand, and that is the last down candle before displacement up, and that looks like that's right here. Then we are going to mark the whole candle here. And I always make that a blue. I'll make that blue and that yellow. And then now this is on the 5-minute time frame, and I will also look at the 15. And on the 15, we will look for price target levels, and we've already touched this one already over here. So our next one will probably be this blue line I have up here. You can see that right there, this whole line. So that's our next profit target area up there. And if we look down here below, you know, when we get below the demand, it will be down here. This will be one right here. Probably another one right there. You see those two candles right there, both at that same level. So that would be one I would want to watch. And the others, now we're starting to get into the bottom of that demand, so I don't need to mark those there. And then, you know, as you see on the 15-minute, we look bullish on it, bullish on the 5, you're bullish on the 1 hour, so 2 hour, same. So everything looks like, you know, we should be looking for longs mainly. Not that you can't catch some shorts unless, you know, you get an SMT, something going on there. But that's it on NQ. Let's go over to gold. You see gold, we're still in this 12-hour sell side fill value gap. So that's going to take us a little bit to push up out of. And gold here is our last down candle before the displacement up. We're going to mark that for our demand. And up here at the top, we got our last up candle before the move down. And we're going to make that yellow. And this is the 5-minute again, but we see we've got those marked. 15-minute looks bullish, 1 hour is bullish, and the 2 hour is bullish. So now on the 2 hour, you see we are getting extended pretty far here. So, you know, that's, we're gonna have to be careful taking longs there, but you can still get some, just be careful and aware that you are extended on the 2 hour. And make sure if you're watching gold, you're watching silver, make sure they don't disagree. And we'll go back to NQ. If you're watching NQ, make sure you're watching ES, because if one of them is taking a high or a low and the other one isn't, and you need to be aware of that, that could be a fake breakout. Now let's mark the supply zone. It's right there, last up candle before the move down. And then our demand is right here. It's the last down candle before the displacement up. And there it is. And then ES, you know, should be the same as NQ, pretty close. You know, we're bullish on the 15, bullish on the 1 hour, the 2 hour, same. And you see all my lines down here below, those are profit target areas, and we need to find some here on the 15-minute. So let's look at this. Yeah, this was obvious one here. There will be another one. Looks like right here we got wicks, and right there we have some wicks and everything touching. Let me zoom in so you can see. Right here, these wicks touching right through here. that'll be an area to watch. Same up here in this little, right here, you got a wick and you got candle closed, candle open. They're all right there, and there's some others over here, so make sure you mark that. And then now we have some of them levels ready to go. And then if we fall down, you know, we're looking at this demand down here. So if we break up over supply, then we're looking for those levels. But if we fall, you know, we're gonna be looking for right here, and then if we fall through this one, we're more than likely targeting this next demand zone below it. And you see, I leave those up until we get broken. If we don't get broken, they stay on the chart because you will come back. 1 hour shows good, so now, so that's good. Now let's move to a stock. We'll go to Apple. And let's find Friday. This is Thursday. These were Thursdays real time. And you see we did not break above or below. We stayed in our range there on Friday. So I'll leave those up. And here is our supply zone up here in that this little candle right here before the displacement down. It'll be that one. And on our demand is right here. So on Apple, this is the demand zone. Pretty good size. Now we have those, and then you know you're going to be targeting on the 15-minute. You're looking for your next liquidity pool, or like right here, if you go above the supply zone, you're looking at this target right here, and then we would target right here. If you fall down, you know, you're going to target this 50% or the top of this demand. Then you're going to target the bottom. Then you're going to look for these wicks right here. This little level right here. You got all these wicks and candles closed right there. That would be the next target there. Okay, now let's get on here to AMD. And we're going to leave that. We broke through on this, so we're going to make us a new supply zone right there. And let's look here on AMD here on Friday. We really don't have a demand. You're going to just look at this one here. There's no displacement up really at this, so we're going to leave Thursdays. That's going to be the next level. So as far as profit target, let's go back here. That is demand. I was on the 15-minute, so do we have a, yeah. Okay, so we do have a demand right here. It's that last down candle right there before the move up. Now we'll go back to this 15-minute and see if we can find, yeah, you're just going to use this demand zone here. We'll use it as our, because it's going to be a price target. You know, you're going to hit one of those, the 50% or the bottom of it, then you're going to head to this next one down here. You know, if AMD breaks above this, it will have made a $21 move up. And, you know, as you see here, there's a wick right there. You know, you're more than likely coming up to here. So you're going to go up to 518. So you're going to get almost a $40 move out of it. But that's what I would watch on AMD opening tomorrow on Monday morning. So now that we've got all those marked, you know, I'm going to go through here and get the rest of my stocks marked and go through and get MNQ and MGC and MES marked. And do the same thing, mark supply, demand. Supply is the last up candle before the displacement down. Demand is the last down candle before the displacement up. And once I get that all done, we will be prepared on the stock side for tomorrow morning, and we will be prepared on the future side for tonight when Asia session opens up. And on the stock or the future side, I'm not trying to predict what the market's going to do. I'm just simply kind of building a roadmap here so I kind of know where we're headed. And then once the market's open this evening or tomorrow morning for stocks, then the market will let it tell us which way it wants to go and what trades we need to be looking for. And that's our plan going into tonight and tomorrow for the stock market open. And we have our levels marked, we have our profit targets marked, and we are ready to go and prepared. That way, you know, if you do work like I do, you have everything ready for the stock market side. Now tomorrow morning we will have to remark our charts from the Asia session and make sure that we have everything marked from it, our highs and lows and our demand and supply from Asia, because New York a lot of times will break those, and so you need to know where those are. Remember, preparation is first, trading is second.